Hello everybody, welcome to Frankie's DIY Life. I'm Frankie and this is my life. Today I've got a blouse and I want to transform that into a, here's the deal, is house coat, cardigan, duster. So, I'm not sure what the difference is, but I Googled the duster. The duster is what back in the day they used to put on so when they went out in the streets and stuff they didn't get their clothes dirty, so that's why they call it a duster. Now I know a house coat is you just wear around the house, so a duster you can wear out, but I'm not sure what the difference between the cardigan and the duster is, but nevertheless I'm gonna make one today. So I want to show you what I got, but before I do I want to show you a little clip of where I got it from. I was trying to do some interviews with some small businesses, and I come across this other little business and it's so cute. It's called the Twisted Sisters and One Broke Mom. I thought it was so cute. But anyway, I went and interviewed her and I bought this blouse and a hat, and I'll show them to you in a second too. But before we get started, I want to show you about this store.
Hey everyone, it's the Twisted Sisters and One Broke Mom. I'm one of the Twisted Sisters. The other one couldn't be here, and the broke mom's at home. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 5. We're closed on Sundays and Mondays, but this is a variety store. We have a little bit of everything. I would love for you to come by and come say hi to me. I'm here all the time. Thank you.
Okay, here's what we're going to be working with today. I like it. It's got all this lace on it already. And here is the hat that I got with it. And we're going to change that ribbon out and put a little something else on that too. So this is what we're working with today. So what I want to do with it is this. I got some of these bed sheets. Now these bed sheets are wonderful to use because they have this long into them, lace-like. Excuse me, I got a cold today. So anyway, they're already ruffled and stuff, and so if you can find you some of these, grab them. That cuts down on a lot of your work. So I'm just going to be cutting this off, and I've got a couple more sheet that I'm fixing to cut up. Well, it's not a sheet, it's curtain. And then here is a thing that goes on the mantle, one of those things. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. A little heavy, but I got it because I think it's pretty, and I could cut out those little roses if I want to. But anyway, that's the material I'm going to be working with today. So let's get started. I'm going to try to alternate this some. Some of it's white and some of it's cream. So I'm going to try to just alternate it so it blend in. So it's not going to be all white. It'll be like tan, cream, white, like that. Okay, I've already got my blouse, shirt. I guess you call it a blouse. I've already got it laid out right here. And here's the piece that come on it originally. So now I'm wanting to start adding more to make it longer. So I've cut out one of the dust ruffles. I am going to make sure it's on the right side. Okay, I'm going to put it on this second line that's going across through here. And I'm going to sew it all the way across. And when I turn it over, I'll have this much showing from under here. And then, you know, since this is lacy, you'll see the tan up and under there. So let me get that part sewed on first. So I forgot to tell you the reason I'm not starting at the first one, because if I started up here at the first one, you wouldn't be able to see but just a little bitty piece of that down here. So that's why I opted to go to the second one. This is just going to be a straight stitch all the way across. I'm just going to line it up with this seam right here and just sew all the way across. So that's just one straight stitch. Okay, so here's where we are. I got that one all sewed on. And then when I got to the very edge of this one, I cut it off, left me enough room to fold over and hem. And so now that this piece is on, so it's way up here. Now I was going to use this one next and put it up here. Well, of course I got to cut it off, but anyway, I was going to use it and then it would come down here and then I could put another lace right here. But you know, this is more yellowy than cream and white, so I don't know if I don't really want to use that. So I think I'll see if I can't find me something else and put down here. So that's what I got to find first. Okay, so I've got the curtain that I showed you earlier. I'm fixing to cut it up. Oh, probably as long as this is right here. I'll have to measure it, and then I will start from up here, and then I'll sew some more on this one right here. But let me get this one cut first. All right, so I'm going to cut out 3 long strips of this, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough because I need to ruffle it up just a little bit or pinch it together so it won't be one straight piece around there because it'll just be laying flat. So this thing has got little beads on it. I don't know if you could see it, little white things. So that's I know where it needs to be started at. So I'm just going to follow these little knots all the way down. But when I cut it off, look, it was a Shabby Chic curtain. So I'm going to have that as my Shabby Chic duster. So I'm going to cut these out, follow that line all the way down, and I'm going to cut 3 of them out and sew them together. Okay, I cut 3 strips out, but I don't think I'm going to need, there's the third one, I don't think I'm going to need but 2. Now I ran it through my serging machine and gathered it up just a little bit, and you can just do that on the straight machine, just put little pleats in it as you sew along. So now I'm fixing to try to attach this one to the bottom. I'm going to start, this side I already had a hem on it from the curtain, and so I'm going to start with this side, and then when I get around to the other side, I will just do like I did this one. I'll just fold it over and make me a little hem. So I'm going to probably start right about here, and I'm going to pin this all the way around because, you know, I don't know how much I'm going to need when I get to the other side. So I'm going to pin it all the way around and sew it on. Then I'm going to try it on because I don't know how long it's going to be yet. So I'll have to try it on. I don't want it dragging the ground. Okay, I've got it pinned all the way around. Then when I got to this edge right here, I just folded it over and done me a little top stitch on there. Now that way it'll be a finished end when I get to this side right here. I'm starting right here on this little seam right here, and I'm just going to put this up there and follow that seam all the way down with straight stitch. Okay, I got it on. And I just wanted to check the length of it, and I like that length right there, so I don't have to worry about it touching the ground, because you know Sally B's taller than me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add me another piece of lace right through here, and I think that might be it. No, I take that back. I'm going to put some around through here and cover up these buttonholes. So let me do this part. So Anyway, here was another one that I cut off. And so here's what it looked like when I cut it off. And then this was the bottom half. So I didn't want the whole length, so I just cut it in two. But now, the reason I like to use them is because they're already ruffled up for you. So now I'm fixing to take this one, and I'm fixing to put it under here. So this one is right there. Now I'm fixing to put this one right here, and that will make it just long enough that it'll have a lot of layers to it. So I'm going to pin it right through here, sew it down with another straight stitch. Okay, so I'm at the end of this one, and I've got this much left over, so I'm just going to cut that off. And I'm not going to hem this one. I'm just going to serge it off and let that be my edge, because it's at the bottom. Okay, so I serged that off, and I am just going to sew it down. Now, if you don't have, now I'll just sew it down right there. So, but if you don't have a serger, just zigzag it. Okay, so here's where we're at. I got all those layers on, and it's nice and flowy, and I really like that part. So, but we didn't do anything to this section right here because I started right here and dropped down that dust ruffle. But I've got this lace right here, and I think I'm going to add me some, maybe like around through here. And then I'm thinking I might go ahead and get me enough, ruffle it up, and go around the neckline. So that's my plan. Let's see if it works. Okay, so before I put it on, I took it to my machine, my serging machine, and I put just a little bit of gathering in it, just a little bit, so it's not flat. So now I'm going to sew that on. All right, I've got that on. Went all the way around, just followed that seam that was on there. And now I'm fixing to put it around my neck. So I'll start probably at the bottom right here, probably where it ends right there. So that's the original shirt part. So I'm going to start right here, and then I'm going to go all the way up around the collar and then back down. Instead of going this way all the way around and down, I'm thinking I'm going to go this way with the lace pointed inward. I think that's what I'm going to do instead of this way. All right, I've got that all the way around, got it sewed on, and then here on the inside, you know, it's the buttons. So the buttons are sort of hid. I like that. So I'm thinking I got a little bit left. Why not put a little bit around my sleeve? That's what I'm thinking. That's how much I got left, and I think it'll go around both sleeves. So I stretched it out. And so times that times 2. And there it is. So I should have enough to go around each sleeve. Let me get that on. Okay, so I'm going to take off my little free arm here. And I'm going to put my sleeve in here. Excuse me. If it'll go yet, it will. And then I'm fixing to put this on here and just sew all the way around. I'm going to sew it with the lace going down. So I'll start right here, go around, and when I get to the other side, I'll just overlap it a little bit and then fold it under. So that's what I'm fixing to do. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. I got that lace around the sleeves. I got it around the waist, and I put it around the collar and down toward the buttons. Okay, I think I showed you this in the beginning, and I didn't use it because I had enough length on it, and plus this is a little on the heavy side, but I cut the ends of it off because I was wanting to make me a couple of pockets. So I cut the ends of it off, and I thought I would put them right about here. But I don't want to cover this lace up right here, so I think I'll just make them little bitty pockets, maybe about that size, and probably just put them on right here, I think. So I'm not sure about that. If I don't like it, I'm going to try it. If I don't like it, I can always take it back off. Then I had this scarf right here. Okay. And this is, let me move the camera back. This is one of those, I don't know what you call them, but you put them on like this, and then, you know, and then you got your arms through there. I've had it and I've wore it for a long time, but I'm tired of it. I'm ready to move on. What I done is I just took this, I folded it in two, and I just cut these off. And then I put them both together, and I run me a seam down it, so now I got one long one. Well, I was gonna put it up here and let use as a scarf, but I want something for around the hat too. So I'm gonna take it to my machine again, and I'm gonna cut it in two one more time, this way, long ways, and I'll have two. So that'll be one for here, just for looks. It's not gonna be, you know, it'll be real thin, and then one for the hat. I'll take this blue thing off. On second thought, the one for the hat don't need to be as wide, so I'm just cutting a small thin one for the hat. Okay, for the one I made for a scarf, I just turned it inside out and put a stitch through it, and now I am turning it right side out. So now I have a little tube scarf for my neck. Okay, and then I went ahead and put this on the hat. So I like that. Okay, so I've just got them pinned on, and I'm just going to sew them on as is. I run a surgeon edge up through here so it wouldn't fray out when I cut it off. And then I'm just going to follow this line all the way around, and the same on the other side. I've just got it pinned. So let me get those sewed on. I got this piece of lace here, and I am fixing to just cut it in two, sew it together, and I'm going to try to put my needle and thread in there and make me some kind of little rosette, I guess you'd say. So let me try to get that done. All right, I have got it sewed together, and I'm just going to weave my needle in and out till I get to the bottom, pull my string, and it should make some type of little rosette. All right, I'm almost at the end. And I'm fixing to just pull it. There, it's coming along. There we go. Now I'm going to look in my bead jar. Now, it's a cute little rosette. I'm going to look in my bead jar and find me a nice little bead to go in there. And I'll probably try to find me a couple of little runners, I guess, or maybe not. But I'm definitely going to get me a little pretty insert for that. Okay, so I sewed that down. And these were little scraps that was just laying on the table. And I just sewed that down. Now, I found this little piece. I found several, but that was too big. I didn't want the color. And so I found this one. And I'm fixing to get my hot glue gun out and just glue it to it. And then I will turn it over, and I'll put me a safety pin on the back of it so I can take it on and off when I want to. So I'm fixing to glue that on, and I will be ready to try this stuff on.